freed me from my chains. You gave me a new name, led me by the hand into the wealthy place. Freed me from my chains. You gave me a new name, led me by the hand into the wealthy place. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better and better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better and better. You conquered my Egypt, Yahweh, Yahweh. Walked through my desert, Yahweh, Yahweh. Broke through my darkness, Yahweh, Yahweh. Delivered the promise, Yahweh, Yahweh. For you know the plans for me, my hope and future. You set in my destiny to a path that prospers. For you know the plans for me, my hope and future. You're setting my destiny to a path that prospers. For you know the plans for me, my hope and future. You're setting my destiny to a path that prospers. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better and better.
Hey, welcome to Wealthy Church. I am so excited that you have joined us here today. I'm telling you what, you're going to want to grab a pencil, grab some paper, grab your iPad, your cell phone, whatever. You're going to want to take some notes today because I'm going to talk to you about leaving dreamless spirituality behind you. Man, it's going to be fantastic. But before we move forward, I just want to welcome all of you from all of our different channels all across our different places here. Let me see. We have YouTube streaming. Hello, all of our YouTube people. Many times I fail to say hi to some of you, but I want to say hi to all of our YouTube people, and so excited. Also today, let me get plugged in here. Also, we're on Clubhouse today. So right now we are live on Clubhouse. So if any of you like Clubhouse and like that platform, why don't you come on over there and join us on Clubhouse? It doesn't matter where you're at, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, or Clubhouse. We're excited to have you on and excited to have you listen today. And you can go over any place. Now, the cool thing about Clubhouse is going to be a little bit different. Clubhouse is more interactive. So what I do there is after we finish the message here at Wealthy Church, I'm going to go over to Clubhouse, and then we're going to have open dialogue where you can ask questions. We can talk about the topic that I actually presented today. So, man, you're going to want to buzz over there. I mean, especially maybe if you're on Facebook and you're listening and you're used to listening there, and then like we don't really get interaction with one another. If you end Facebook and then go over to Clubhouse, you could just search Wealthy Church and it'll pop up, and then you can join the conversation right after that. I'm looking forward to having you on there, okay? Those of you who attend live on a regular basis, I'm looking forward this morning because after today's topic, I'm sure that we are going to have some discussions about this, and it's going to be exciting. So all of you who are on Wealthy Church or watching by replay, so excited that you've come and that you joined up here. Every Sunday at 9 a.m. in the morning, I come live, and our passion here at Wealthy Church is to empower you as a Christian to succeed personally, professionally, and financially, all based around biblical principles. People ask me all the time, whether I'm in a church setting or I'm just here locally with people who see us, who run into us. They say, man, how have you experienced so much success? And I always say, because I practice the success principles based in the Bible, and I teach those principles, and I've helped be able to develop other people who become successful, millionaires, multimillionaires. It's amazing. This book, this book can change your life if you apply it and use it. So that's our talk for here today, and let's get right into this because I'm super excited about this topic because we talk about success, right? So let me get a couple things going here. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. So I want to talk to you today about leaving dreamless spirituality behind you. Now, when I was a young boy, I'll never forget it. I loved when my father would come pick me up. My parents got a divorce when we were young, and I loved my father, and I loved it when he would come pick us up, right? So, you know, I lived with my mom, so I wasn't able to see my father on a regular basis. So whenever he would come, I would be like, man, I'm so excited. I can't wait till he gets here. And I remember standing at the front door, looking out at the front door, waiting for him to pull in the driveway. Now, the interesting thing is sometimes he showed up and sometimes he didn't. And the disappointment of a little boy when you're looking so forward to seeing your dad show up and he doesn't show up, and then you feel the rejection and all that kind of emotions that happen. I experienced those as a young boy. And I remember sitting there waiting for him, right? And he says, I'm going to come at 10 a.m. And I'm sitting there, I'm dressed, I'm ready to go. And he's not showing up. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, it's going to be another one of these days where Dad doesn't show up. And I remember I turned away from the door, walked back to go make a call to his house. And all of a sudden, as I turned away, I saw out of my peripheral vision, I saw something pull into the driveway. It was black. I turned back around, I ran to the door, and here is this brand new black Stingray Corvette. And I'm like, whoa, who's pulling in our driveway? And the next thing I know, my dad gets out. Yeah, my dad gets out of the Corvette. And I'm like, what? And I ran out the door and jumped in this black Stingray, black on black Corvette. Man, it was so beautiful. I love the older models where they had that long front end. They're so beautiful. It was a convertible, and we jumped in it. My dad just bought it, took it off the lot. And so we were going to go down to the racetrack. Well, that was a great day, and I can remember watching him with his helmet on, going around the racetrack. And here I am, this little boy. I'm seeing all these fast cars, especially a bunch of Corvettes that day on the racetrack. And a dream was birthed inside of me. A dream to have my own Corvette someday. And I remember little boy, I was sitting in the bleachers, watching my dad go around the track. And I said, prayed this prayer. I said, God, someday I want a Corvette. Well, that was the birth of my love for Corvettes and speed. And if you read my Financial Fast Track book, you'll see that whole story and how that comes into play with finances and money. But here's what I want to say to you. I had a dream, but once I gave my life to God, it was almost I became conditioned in the church that it was wrong for me to have desires, that it was wrong for me to have dreams of things that I wanted to have, things that I wanted to not only just have, but places I wanted to go, things I wanted to do, houses, cars, having money. It was like the conditioning was like we've got to forsake everything in the world. We got to divorce ourselves totally from the world. And what you got to do is you got to just come in with us, and what you need to become is a professional churchgoer. Woohoo! And sadly, a lot of the dreams that I had, I let them die. I became dreamless because I thought that anything materialistic in the world was evil and bad. And I thought that only spirituality, anything that was spiritual, was good. What I failed to realize was that when God made everything, God looked at everything that He created and said it's good. And then when He created mankind, He said it was good 2 times. Oh, God really thinks good about you. He thinks really good about me. And God's intent from the beginning was for mankind to succeed, for mankind to live in paradise, to have abundance. for mankind to be like Him. God is the creator. In the beginning, God created. God said, I want to create a family that acts like me, talks like me, functions like me. I want to create a family that can take something that doesn't exist yet and make it happen and make it manifest in the earth. I want to put within them my creative abilities to be able to see things internally before they ever see anything externally. And then I'm going to put within them the ability to take those internal things and make them reality. And the pursuit of turning their dreams into reality is going to bring them joy and fulfillment as they first create in the invisible realm and then they create in the real realm. So where did this come from? It goes way back, my friend, with Greek influence on the Roman Catholic Church that taught the church spirituality is good, materialism is bad. So divorce yourself from anything in the world. And if you really want to get to know God more, forsake everything, go jump in a cave in a monastery somewhere, hide yourself from everything in the world, just read the Bible and pray, 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 and try to get closer to God. And only by denying yourself of any earthly things, any earthly pleasure, that's the only way you'll really get to know God. Oh my. And my friend, I'm here to tell you, you're not here to become a professional churchgoer. God placed you here to create a wonderful life. God placed you here to live in a place of abundance. God's intent from the beginning, I want man to live in paradise. God's intent has not changed. I want you to live in paradise, but I'm not going to build that paradise for you. You got to build it. You got to start with a dream in your heart. You got to put those pictures inside of you of success, of abundance, of the life you want to create. And then you take the creative powers that I've given you and you take something inside your heart that's invisible, but is it really invisible? No, because this invisible thing can become a reality. And through the pursuit of making that happen, you create joy in your life as you see what you're building. You're building your own paradise. You're building your own life based out of your heart's desire. And it gives you energy. It gives you excitement. It beats back depression. It moves you forward. It gives you the sense of, I'm going somewhere. I'm doing something. And God, right in the book of Genesis, it's very interesting. He gave us the instructions of a success formula for creating a great life, for living the life that God really wants us to live. Right after He created mankind, He spoke Now, I would say if God said something first, it must be pretty important. And in Genesis 1:28, he says, then God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth, subdue it, have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the birds of the air and over every living thing that moves. And God said, see, I have given them everything, every herb on the face of the earth, every tree. To you it shall be food, to every beast, every bird, everything that creeps on the earth. I have given everything, all the food to them. God saw all he made and said, man, this is very good. I don't care what these guys want to say about how bad everything is. I want to tell you what God's saying. God's looking down from heaven going, look at my wonderful masterpiece. It's very good. But what's the formula? It's right here in verse 28. He said, be. That's what I want to talk to you about today. The simple formula: be, do, have, help. Be, do, have, help. It's what Wealthy Church is all about. Right? It's all about being more, doing more, having more. Why? So you can help more. This is the formula that God gave. He said, be. Stop. Become something. And over in John, Jesus said what? He says, as many who have received Christ in their heart, they have the right to become sons of the Most High God. Sons. A son. I have the right. Right? So life is all about what? Life in the kingdom is all about what? Becoming, evolving, becoming the person who I'm supposed to become first. Greatest quote that I ever read that changed my life when I was in my 30s was from Jim Rohn. He said, success is not something you pursue, it's something you attract by the person you become. Be. Do. I cannot do until I first be. Be fruitful. Fruit. Fruit. You shall know them by their what? Fruit. Not by their lips. Not by their hallelujahs. Not by their amens. How loud they can shout amen. I found in the church that the most boisterous people in the church are the most wackos. Be so you can do. You can't function and operate at your full potential unless you're focusing on becoming. Then you can do what God's called you to do. And then when you do and you perform at your best, you're bringing glory to God. And when you do what God's called you to do, look at this. The world will reward you. Money is a reward for solving problems at a high level. Money is a reward for healing people. Money is a reward for meeting people's needs. When you become something and as you evolve into saying, it's not about me, it's about how can I help others. Then you get busy, you got a real why, man. You start doing things. And you start doing things and you have things, and then guess what? Because you're focused on others. You're not focused on me, 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 me. You start figuring out, how can I help people? But see, you can't help unless you have. A lot of people start right here. I want to help the world. I want to save the world. Good. Go be something. Go become something. I want to save the world. I want to do something big like Bill Gates and how he helped Africa, and he went over there and helped them with malaria. I want to do something big. Good. Go build a business like he did first. You got your priorities mixed up. You want to help everybody, but you don't have nothing. You want to, and then you got people who want to have, who aren't doing nothing. Well, I'm waiting on God. Well, what if you're not waiting on God and God's waiting on you to get off your behind and go do something? But you're not evolving. You're not becoming. You're not dreaming. You're not creating. Because you're not being led by the desires of your heart. You're sitting around waiting for God. God, tell me what to do. And I keep telling people, what's in your heart? Listen to your heart. He gives you the desires of your heart. Man, when I started seeing this in scriptures, be fruitful. Fruit is what you do. You got to be before you do. Fruit. Inside of a fruit is seeds. God puts seeds inside of you. Those seeds, right? The gifts, talents, skills. What God has given you inside. When you become fruitful, you take what's on the inside of you and you make it happen on the outside of you. You take what God did give you. He's not asking you to take what He didn't give you, but take what He gave you and produce. How much? Multiple. Multiply. Take that fruit, multiply it. Build a team. Build others others will spread and take your message and take what you do and help more people and more people. How much money should I make, Dr. Keith? As much as you possibly can in a reasonable amount of time. That's how much money you should make. As much as you possibly can, so that you can have so much that then you can help others. Not looking to get from others, but that you do what is necessary in your life to be and then do something. Well, what is it? What can I do? That's for you to figure out. Be, do, have, then you can help. And that's my job as a coach. I've done it for years. Most people have allowed their desires and dreams to be put on hold. They're still there. They're still there because God put the desire there. But you pushed them aside. Religion sometimes will tell you to let them die. But God is awakening, I believe, people to their desires, to their dreams, to go create who they want to be, what they want to do, what they want to have. See, your mind needs two things. It needs a picture of a future that you want to create. And it also needs a picture of a person that you want to become. You put the pictures in. You have the imagination. It's up to you to use. Because you are creator. But if you don't have a dream and you don't have desires, and you allow those things to be stagnant or put them to sleep, you'll never have what you want. I did that. I allowed my desire of having a Corvette to be put to sleep. And then when I experienced my awakening, because I was living my life just saying, God, whatever your will is, just bring it into my life. And I was stripping, with that prayer, I was stripping away my creative abilities to design the life out of my heart's desire. I was putting my future not in my hands, but just saying, God, I'm going to put it in the hands of circumstances. I wasn't even putting it in God's hands. I was basing my life really on circumstances. And guess what circumstances will do to you? It'll pound you in the dirt. That's right. I was allowing myself to become a victim to whatever's happening in the world. And the world system will take you down the current. If you just throw your boat into the river, the current is always going to lead you to the Niagara Falls. No. Way upstream, you got to set your course. You got to decide where you want to go, who you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to have, and who you want to help. And as a coach, that's what I do for people. First thing I do, I set them down. I said, hey, listen, my job is to get you from where you are to where you want to go. So, my question, who do you want to be? What do you want to do? What's going to be your life work? What do you want to have in life? Who do you want to help? Those are the 4 coaching questions. Based right out of here, right out of Genesis. Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? What do you want to help? Remember, he said, be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion. Have control. Manage. Lead your life. Design your life. Create. Leaders see a vision. And they make that internal, invisible vision a reality. That's what dominion is. The ability to lead, the ability to manage, the ability to rule, the ability to create. Oh, I'm leaving it up to God. Yeah, well, look at your life. Well, this is what God wanted for me. Far from it. Far from it, my friend. No way. Don't you tell me that that's the life God wanted you to have. No, that's the life the world's designed for you to have. Because you're caught up in the current and letting the currents take you. And you think it's God while you go to church every Sunday as a professional little Christian. Off to church we go. Thinking you're being spiritual. I don't want to be a professional church goer. What you want to be? I don't want to be a professional church goer. I want to be a world changer. I want to be a person who makes a difference, makes an impact. I want to be a model for other people to follow. I want to be the warrior. I want to be the leader. I want to be the creator. I want to be the model of success that other people can look at and say, man, I want to emulate that. I want to be that. And let me tell you, I still got a lot more work to do. I am not where I want to be even yet. Because I'm always evolving. And as I keep evolving, I keep wanting to do more. As I keep doing more, I was like, man, I still have bigger dreams. I want to have more. I need to have more because my vision keeps getting bigger and bigger. I have millions of dollars because I want to touch millions of people. So I can help more people. So as we conclude today, I want you to really pause and take some time to look at these 4 questions. Because when I'm with clients, and some of you know the level that I coach at, when I'm with clients, that's the first 4 questions I ask them. But I don't just ask questions. I give bold promises. And here's what I tell them. You tell me who you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to have, and who you want to help, and I'll help you achieve it. And you know what? When I sit with most people, they can't tell me. Good Baptists turn Pentecostal. They start blah, 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 blah. They start speaking in tongues. Blah, blah, blah. Because, listen, 98% of the world are not creating and designing their life. They're letting life create them and force them, and life is going to force you to be less, to do less. Life is going to force you to what? Have less. And when you have less, you're only going to be able to help less people. Wow. Does that bother you? It should. It should, because there's a call of God on your life. And I hope you get stirred by this. I really do. And all I'm asking you to do is just take some time to say to yourself the 2 questions, like, who do I really want to be? Like, let's just start there. And the easiest thing to do is just say, when I look at all the people in the world, like who's doing, modeling what I want to become? Who is that? And then take that picture and say, you know what? I'm going to model, I'm going to mimic, and I'm going to master what they do. Who they are. I got a picture of not who I am right now, but who I can become. Everything starts with a picture, my friend. And then if you want to evolve and then say, okay, what am I going to be doing? What am I going to give my life work to? Take today and get you out a notepad and start sketching some things down on a piece of paper. Get it out of your head. Get it down on a piece of paper. Say, man, what do I want to have? List what you want to have. Be free. What if God said you can have anything you want? What do you want? And then write down, who do you want to help? I talk all about this in my book, Financial Fast Track. If you haven't got this book, OMG. There's a whole chapter just in all the wrong belief systems that we have centered around spirituality and dreaming again, and how a lot of people have become dreamless because they're spiritual. Your spirituality should ignite something within you to think infinite. Spirit is infinite. It's not restricted. It's not in this little box that these little theologians want to put you in. God is infinite, infinite resources, infinite possibilities, infinite thinking. But mankind thinks in boxes, and we want to box everything in. We want to box an infinite God in. No, you can't do that. If you haven't got this book, financialfasttrack.com, you can pick it up for free. Free! And I scratch my head as I look at 80% of people in the world living paycheck to paycheck, they still haven't got the book. Talking a big talk of how I want to help people. But they're not being nothing. They're not working on becoming. They're not growing their mind. Make sure you go get that book. Because I really want to see you move from a dreamless spirituality to having big dreams and seeing them manifest in your life. Hey, if you enjoyed this, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you click the subscribe button. If you're watching this on Facebook, hey, hit the share button, will you? And if you're watching by replay, hit down there, hit replay. If you have any questions, just hit down there, hit questions, and ask questions, and I'll answer them. And by the way, if you're watching right now, you'll see a link where you could go over and we can start talking on, what is it? Our Wealthy Church on Clubhouse. So if y'all want to go over there, go over to Clubhouse. Let's dialogue. Let's talk about what we talked about today. But before we do that, I want to just encourage you. Oops. Whoa, I'm all over the place today. Okay. There we are. There we are. I want to encourage you, don't forget, thank you for sowing seed. Thank you for being behind us. WealthyChurch.com. We're believing for 300 partners to get behind us on a monthly basis and to sow into Wealthy Church. I believe where you sow is where you go. I do. I believe what you sow into is so very important to the harvest that you reap back in your life. And I know what we're doing. I know the ground that we're plowing in the hearts and minds of people. And I need your support. I'm telling you, I need your backing. I need your support. It helps multiply our efforts of impact. And man, we are turning up the fire. We are turning up the heat this year because people are going to be facing some, people who don't have the insight are going to be facing some big challenges. And we want to be there with a message of hope for people. So help me, wealthychurch.com, PayPal/confidence. Cash at me at Dr. Keith Johnson or call 352-597-8775. So down in the link, you'll see the link for Clubhouse. If you're not connected with us, we're just firing up this engine. So I think we, at this point, we are building our followers. So if you want to come on over there, we're going to talk about this subject today. Moving from dreamless spirituality to dreaming big. And you know what? It's interesting. When Joseph, he had a dream, right? Joseph had a dream. And his brothers hated him because of it. And when Joseph started to come into their presence, his brothers said, "Here comes that dreamer." That's what I want the church. I want the church to reinvent itself. Instead of the world looking at the church thinking, here comes those losers. Here comes those dreamless people. I want the world to look at the church and say, man, oh, look out. Here comes those dreamers. That's you. I want you to build a reputation. And people say, wow, here comes that dreamer. Yeah, I want them laughing and smirking at you because you have big dreams and they don't. And better yet, I want to see you manifest those dreams. And then they look and say, wait a minute. He did what he said he was going to do. She created what she said she was going to create. God bless you today. Let us hear from you. Give us some feedback down below. We'd love to hear from you. Bye-bye.